welcome to this episode of Beer Chasers. I'm Preston, and today we're going to be tasting some holiday beers. So we're going to start the episode off with Unibroue's Ephemere Cranberry. It's a white ale brewed with, you guessed it, cranberry. And then we're going to finish the episode off with Troegs Brewing Mad Elf. It's a beer brewed with honey and cherries. Both sound pretty interesting. I'm super excited to try them, so stick around, check it out. Ephemere Cranberry is a white ale brewed with cranberries by the Unibroue brewery out of Chambly, Quebec, Canada. The beer is a seasonal release and is available in Canada in April and in the United States in the fall. It has an ABV of 5.5%, an SRM of 4, an IBU of 9, both Rate Beer and Beer Advocate rated at 82. Alright, so up first we have the Ephemere Cranberry. It's by Unibroue out of Canada, and I love pretty much everything this brewery does, so I'm pretty excited to try this one. I've had some of the other Ephemere beers. It's kind of like their fruit line, kind of the wit ale, the white ale with some fruit, so I'm excited to try it. Let's go ahead and check out the appearance. Cloudy, just like you would expect kind of a white ale to be. Super effervescent, nice head on it. I will give this a 4.5. I think it's damn near perfect, about as good as it gets. Let's go ahead and go with the smell. Yeah, you definitely get some of that cranberry. You smell that tart kind of cranberry up front. You don't smell any hops. You're not really getting anything really malty. It just smells like kind of a tart, carbonated beverage that's about to go down. So for the smell, I will give it a 4 out of 5. Probably some room for improvement, but better than average. I really don't have any cranberry beers to rate it against, but for kind of a white ale with some fruit in there, it smells nice. It makes you want to drink it, which we're about to do. So cheers. You taste that cranberry. It's really good. Really tart, and I think the malt that's in there kind of balances it enough so it's not over tart. So it's a nice balance. Tastes real good. Tastes kind of like a white ale. So for the taste, I will give this a 4. I think again it's pretty much above average. It's what it should be and a little more. Mouthfeel. It's a real crisp, real light, real refreshing. Man, this is definitely I call it a summer session kind of beer. I could see drinking this after mowing the lawn and being like really refreshed and quenched. Super tight bubbles, effervescent. It's really good. So I will give that mouthfeel a 4.5 out of 5. I don't think it gets too much better than that. Maybe there's a little room for improvement, but I'll say 4.5. So where does that put Ephemere Cranberry overall? Probably somewhere in the 4.25 range, something like that. Really good beer. Again, not really my style. I like kind of maltier beers, but I'm not upset that I bought this one. Would I buy it again? Probably not, but not really my thing, but it tastes pretty good. I recommend trying it. I think this beer would appeal to a wide audience, maybe some non-beer drinkers, stuff like that. So yeah, there you go, Ephemere Cranberry. Mad Elf is a winter seasonal ale brewed by the Troegs brewery out of Hersey, Pennsylvania. The beer is sure to warm you this season with its combination of both sweet and tart cherries, honey, and chocolate malts. It has an ABV of 11%, an SRM of 14, an IBU of 15. Rate Beer rates it at 93, Beer Advocate rates it at 87. Alright, so to finish the episode off, we have Troegs Mad Elf. It's brewed with honey and cherries. I had this one about a year ago, not really expecting to know what the beer was, and I remember drinking it, it's like, wow, what was that? So I always kept it in my mind that, if I ever did a holiday episode, that I want to try to find it. Did some beer trading, we got it, so we're ready to review. So let's go ahead and look at the appearance. Has a nice kind of, ruby red, kind of a cherry look to it. Very clear, very filtered. Carbonation is very light. I mean, it hits heavy at first, but then dissipates. So I think for appearance, I'll give it a 4. Looks nice. For the smell. Yeah, you definitely smell that honey. There's a slight hint of cherry in there. Nothing kind of hoppy, and nothing really in the malt side. You just kind of smell a little bit of that sweetness in the honey. Does smell good though. I mean, it makes you kind of know exactly what you're getting into, so that's nice. So I'll give it a 4. So time for the taste. Cheers. That's good. I am biased though. I like sweet beers, and this is a sweet beer. I think the honey you taste in there really brings out some of that sweetness. There's some cherry, and it's just kind of mild on the cherry aspect, which is nice because cherry is one of those things where it's really easy to go overboard with cherry. It's kind of one of those things where, like, if you taste cherry, it's almost too much, if you know what I mean. Really nice. Nothing spectacular on the malt side of it. You're not really getting any hops. You know, I think the hops that are in there are just to kind of balance it. So no complaints there. On the taste, I'll go 4. Again, I think it's above average. You know, above average beer. It's not something, you know, your run-of-the-mill beer. But there could probably be some room for improvement there. But it's still a fantastic tasting beer. And then for the mouthfeel, it's medium. It does have that syrupy kind of tendency to it. I think a lot of, you know, 11, 12, 13% beers, which I forgot to mention, you know, that at 11%, you know, it's pretty well hidden, that's for sure. You're not tasting like a super hot alcohol beer. So I think the honey really helps mask some of that. But for the mouthfeel, it's kind of approaching medium. I think the bubbles are what you would expect for this style. You know, you don't want any more effervescence than this. But it's definitely there. I will give that a 4, so I think that puts it right around 4. You know, it's definitely an above average beer. I think it excels, you know, in some categories, but fantastic tasting beer. I'm super happy to have tried this one again. I know you can only get it, you know, at the end of the year, so, you know, it qualifies as a holiday beer. Cool with me. So there you go, Mad Elf. Alright, so that's going to wrap up this episode of The Beer Chasers. So we started off with the Ephemere Cranberry. I think it was a pretty solid beer. It definitely had a nice cranberry flavor to it. Light, crisp, refreshing. We didn't have the beer chase for that one. We could get that locally in the store. Is this something I would probably get again? Me personally, probably not. I like maltier beers, something that's sweeter. But I'd recommend it, you know, if you're into kind of light, crisp, refreshing beers, and you kind of like fruit beers, I think it's definitely a nice kind of little holiday beer you can share with people. And then we finished the episode off with the Mad Elf. This was the beer that was brewed with the honey and the cherries. This was really sweet, definitely much more my style. And would I buy this one again? Absolutely. And I think I would beer chase for it again because we did have to trade for this one. And I would do it again. I think it's, you know, a very unique beer. You don't find too many honey beers. I know there's one that we get down here called OBP Squared, and it's similar in the honey flavor to that one. But something with the cherries, and the fact it's 11%, it's well hidden, so you do kind of get warmed up as a nice winter beer. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. So that's going to wrap up this episode. Tune in next time. We've got 2 more holiday beers we're going to be tasting, so should be awesome. So until next time, I'm Preston. This is The Beer Chasers. We'll see you later.
Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. And stop! Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. Let's go drink some beer.